If you were no longer affected by the judgment of others and you stopped judging yourself, would you make different choices? Why make choices in your life based on judgments instead of on your awareness of what would create the life and living you desire? Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices Radio Show, Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on A2Zen.fm.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome so much to the Inspired Choices Radio Show. I am your host, Christine McIver, and I'm really glad that you're joining me today, whether you're listening live or you're listening in the replay. I appreciate you tuning in. And I want you to know that your contribution to my shows makes all the difference in the world. You may not realize that your questions contribute to the show, that contribute to other people. So you even asking questions can change the world. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So before we get into the show, and tonight's show is waiting, killing you and your business. That's the topic of tonight's show. It's a little heavy, but we're going to get into it. Before we do, I'd like to tell you, first of all, give a little shout out to last week's show, the Community Dump, the Uncleansing of You. And my guest was this amazing woman, Sarah Bradford. Oh my gosh. She talked about nutrition and she talked about culinary, eating and tasting. And oh my gosh, it was such a yummy, yummy show. And I am using that word because it really got you into, I mean, we weren't obviously eating on the show, but it really got you into the energy of food and what it can do for you and your body and how it can be such a beautiful dance and how you can enjoy the textures and the smells and how all of it, the whole process can contribute to you. And I loved her direct, funny, sarcastic sometimes way of delivering. It really spoke to me. And I chose actually after that time to sign up for the actual program. And it's amazing. I can tell you that, holy moly, all of the preparation was more than I've been doing of recent years, but my home and my kitchen are so happy. The smells in my home right now are delicious. And the food is amazing, and playing with something new with your body. Wow, you don't know what your body may or may not like if you're not trying some things, right? So I'm thrilled with what she's been offering. And, you know, she always is creating more with what she's doing out there. So please do go check out that show and listen in, because you will receive from that whether you join one of her, what she calls the Community Dump, or not. So it was a fabulous show. I really loved it. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about me if you've never joined. I am a possibilities coach, and I really know that we can work together, whether it's one-on-one or in a group setting, to create the life that people desire, the life that you desire, with all the possibilities in the universe, which are infinite possibilities. I'm an Access Consciousness Certified Facilitator. I also am a bars facilitator and a body process facilitator. I do energy work. I'm also, as you know, a radio show host and producer. I'm the owner of this station. How did I get so lucky? And I also build websites and do a lot of different programs. One of the programs that I'm loving right now, that I'm working in a great deal and having so much fun, is the program is called Beyond the BS Business Studies. And BS does stand for bullshit. And it's a fabulous class. We are creating so much, and the changes that are happening for the students it's got me so happy. It's got me over the moon, really. I do the Access Bars, and I have a class coming up this Saturday, October the 22nd, here in the Toronto area. If you are interested or you have some questions, please connect with me. I'd certainly be happy to help you with that. And I also do the Access Foundation classes, and we're looking at dates right now for November and November, December. But for sure, we're going to be doing a class this year, and would love to have some amazing people come out to change their world and rock what they already are doing, which is amazing. So my programs do assist people in bringing more possibilities into their lives. Now, I do charge for my services, but the first 5 minutes are always free. So please connect with me and ask some questions. Who knows, something might really start to unfold for you that you've been looking for. You can connect with me, Christine, at inspiredchoices.ca. So tonight, is waiting killing you or your business? Wait, not yet. Are we sure? What if? Do you hear those words come out of your mouth, or are they running around in your head when you're in the quote-unquote figure-out mode? Is waiting killing you? What about your business? Tonight, we want to really step into the no BS conversation. It's kind of some of what I go through in the Beyond the BS business class. And I really would love to have you call in with your questions. You can join us in the chat room on the website, a2zen.fm. Post your questions there. Or you can email me, Christine at inspiredchoices.ca if you're listening afterwards, and I would be happy to answer your questions. So what does this all mean? What is this waiting we're talking about? How many of you have desired to start your own business, and you know, this desire came up in you, and when it hit you, when this brand new idea hit you, you just got so excited. You were like a child jumping up and down. It was this, oh my God, this is amazing. And you can barely contain yourself with the enthusiasm of what this new business idea could be. And then before you know it, some of these thoughts start to creep in. Wait, hang on a second. Is this a good idea? Oh my gosh, how much is this going to cost me? What will other people think? Everybody's doing that. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? Why am I thinking about somebody else's business? Oh no, there's too many of those people doing that out there already. Oh my gosh, nobody's going to come to me. Why would they come to me? I'm not an expert. Anybody? Anybody have these billions of ideas? Right, Keisha? Yeah. All these ideas running through our and these thoughts. It's like, yeah. Do you know what? There's this amazing tool in Access Consciousness called Who Does That Belong To? And we are like satellite dishes picking up everybody else's thoughts. You know, we can easily think of what would my mother think, what would my father think, what would my daughters think, what would my, sons think, what would my husband think. We can get that without asking that question, right? It's just like, boom, it just is in our head. And we go into all of that stuff and we start to think about what they would say. What if it's not what they would say, but what it is what they would think, what they too have felt? What if what you are doing is not only picking up your family, but other people's thoughts? Now, this is one thing that I talked about in our very first class with the Beyond the BS Business Studies. And I said, how many people are in the world? So there's approximately 8 billion people in the world, I believe, right now. And no matter where you live in, I would say, about 75% of the world, you've got a pretty large population around you. If you're listening to my show, you've probably got a large population around you. If you go out 100 miles in every direction and you kind of estimate how many people are there. So I live in the Toronto area. So if I go out 100 miles in every direction, I'm picking up about 5 million. Okay? So how many of those 5 million people do you think, if you were me sitting here, how many of those 5 million people do you think are thinking about starting a business? 25%? So what does that break it down to? 1 million? Okay. So let's say there is. Let's say there's 25% are thinking about it, or had thought about it at some time, right? Or they're in a business and they're not happy with the success of their business. How many people do we know that are not happy with the success of their business, right? And so if you're sitting here with me and there's 100 miles out, there's 4 million people in, 25% of those have either thought about it or are in a business now and are not happy with it. How many of those people do you think maybe you're picking up some of those thoughts that are rolling around in your head, right? Seriously, if I live where I live, there's a really awesome strip mall right nearby. Like I literally can walk to any of these stores in 5 minutes. And all of these stores, you know, there's probably 20 different stores there. So there are all those business owners there. How many of those business owners, just those 20 people, are worrying about their sales, are worrying about what they're choosing, are worrying about what they're creating, are worrying about if there's enough people coming in, right? And maybe they're doubting themselves each month when they look at their books. They're doubting themselves. Did I do the right thing? Should we keep doing this? What are we going to do tomorrow? What if this doesn't change, right? All of these thoughts that are permeating our brain, how many of those people do you think are picking it up from somebody else, right? How many people, hands up, I'm in my own business. I know 2 of the people in the chat room are in their own businesses. How many of you actually had, when you shared with somebody your business idea, started to place doubt in your mind about it with direct comments to you? Are you sure? Right? And you start picking that up. And what do we invariably do is we pull back. Now, just step forward for a second to that moment when you had that exciting business idea. Okay? When you have that exciting business idea, that is an energy coming to you. That business idea is coming to you. It's coming to you because it wants to come through you. You know, what I do, I'm not the only person that does what I do in business, okay? There are, probably, 1 million people that do what I do in business. But nobody does it like I do it. Now, let's think of it. Obviously, Sarah's jumping up in my head, my guest from last week. Let's think of it like a dish that you're creating, right? So this amazing group that I'm in right now, we're all creating these dishes, and we're all essentially using the same ingredients, but the way we're creating it, the amount of maybe a spice or a food item or how long we bake it or what we add with it will create it differently, right? So it's going to give it a different taste. It's a different flavor. And so some people are going to enjoy that more than others, right? So we could have you ever been at a pie eating contest, right? Where they sit there and not they eat as many, but they taste them, right? And they maybe have 10 different apple pies. Well, they're all made with, pastry, and they're all made with apples. And essentially all of them will put in sugar and butter and, some spice, maybe some nutmeg, some cinnamon, right? But they'll all taste different. And I would challenge you that every time I make one of those pies, it tastes different. So what makes us think that creating our businesses, even if we are doing, quote unquote, we're delivering the same service, is going to be the same, create the same thing. It's going to have the same outcome, right? When you are actually looking at creating your own business or stepping up into a business, the people that will actually connect with you, that will be like, yeah, I really like your pie, Christine, they will start to show up. And we're going to go for a break in just a minute. But one of the things that this really sent home to me, a wonderful guest or a host that we used to have here on the station, Sherry Taylor, said, I interviewed her, it was probably nearly 2 years ago on my show, and she's a writer, and she talked about writing and how often many of us have this desire to write a book, but then this self-doubt starts to come in. And she said, if there is something that is asking, keeps catching your attention, if there's something that you keep thinking about writing, there is someone out there waiting to read it. Oh my gosh, just tap into that, everybody. That to me was so powerful. That spoke to me so loudly. And I have used that. I have tapped into that so many times when the thoughts of doubt would come up in me when I was creating something, when I was desiring to move forward. And I would love for you to take that, and I would love for you to enjoy that too in the possibilities. When we are not, and after the break, we're going to get more into what the waiting is actually doing to your business and how it can stop it even before you start it, and how it can impact you on a physical and emotional and financial level. But I would really love you to just think about that over the break. Okay? When we get back, I would love to take your calls and your questions. Let's see what we can change with business for you today and in the future. Stick around, everyone. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning into Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show.
What if you really do change molecules by your interaction with them? What if the change you've been looking for is right before your eyes? What if the uncomfortableness that comes with difference could be fun? What if the closed-minded people of the world no longer determined our world? What if gratitude trumps judgment every time? What if your kindness healed the world? What if the earth is asking for your help? And what if you had the resources to give it? This is your invitation to step into something that Einstein, Marie Curie, Picasso, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Aristotle all knew to be true. Hi, my name is Dane here. 13 years ago, I started to truly ask questions. Actually, I started to be the question, and everything changed for me. What if there are no dumb questions, or any question too large? What if you being you are the gift and the change this world requires? Is now the time? For more questions to create a change in your world, sign up for a free video series at beingyouclass.com. My gift to you, beingyouclass.com.
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255, TALK, or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us. Our Skype name is a2zen.fm. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Tonight we have a show. What we're talking about is waiting killing you and your business. So before we went to break, we were talking about how we can be picking up on other people's thoughts around us, whether we know them or not, about how many times we get this business idea and suddenly all that doubt, all those doubt energies start to flow in. And what I want to really get into now is what the waiting is actually doing. But we have a question in the chat room. Or a comment. Keisha says, I have totally been having new awarenesses of how much I was still waiting. It has been coming to a head this last few weeks, getting a sense of the unkindness I have perpetrated on me. So crazy that we do this. Exactly, Keisha. And if you want to call in to chat about that, Keisha, I would love to speak with you about that. But, when we go into that doubt energy, we actually begin to create that. We actually begin to create the energy of I don't think so. And then what happens is like a child, if you imagine that your business is like a child and you say, no, you can't come, you can't do this, your child starts to back up, right? It literally starts to back up and goes, really? Really? I can't have you there? I can't be there with you. I want to come to you. I want to be with you. I want to play with you. I want to create with you. And when we're doing that, when we're actually doing that to our business, it doesn't get to breathe and flourish. If you think of your business idea like a beautiful flower, it needs nurturing. It needs attention. It needs some love. It needs some water. It needs some sunshine. It needs some rain. It needs to be adored. It needs to have the weeds pulled from it. It needs for you to wake up and go, hello, beautiful. How are you today? Your business desires for you to actually pay attention. But if you start to go into that doubt energy, that's when you start to kill that business idea. So if you're ever wondering, why is this not getting stronger? Why am I not getting more ideas? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. It's because you're not allowing it to blossom so it can really be loud for you. Keisha, thank you so much for calling in.
Hi, honey.
Hi,
You're welcome.
I love it. So tell me more about what's been going on with you.
Gosh, God, okay. We only have a few minutes to do this, so let me just nutshell it. Just the whole, I let things get really intense, which is different from, I'm getting awareness too that I have a sense that sometimes it's not the time. The time is not quote unquote now, so to speak. But I haven't been doing is now the time. I was actually what I've come to have the awareness of is that what I've actually been doing is not really tapping into my business and asking is now the time. Because I was very clear, my business was being very clear with me a while back that now is the time. Absolutely, yes, go. And I wasn't going. I wasn't choosing to get bigger. I wasn't choosing to be tenacious with putting me out there more. So I was doing the baby step thing, which was actually just a version for me of waiting, of like holding the reins still.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's made a mess.
And say that again, it's made a mess?
It made a mess, yes. It's made things very messy.
Well, you can certainly make things messy when you're not listening to your business. Yeah. Oh, so tell me something, and I know when you say messy, it's probably like not creating the businesses, creating the money that goes with the businesses and all that, right?
Hmm?
Have you noticed what it's been doing to you personally?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's really having an impact on my body. And
really?
And that's really what it took to get my attention. So,
thank you, beautiful body, for getting your attention. Excellent.
I'm totally grateful. And
yeah, let's change this.
Yeah, yeah, totally. Just the things like the universe is bringing me to the space of, okay, put your attention here, and I keep trying, or I was, trying to do but I need to be distracted with this over here, and I have to take care of this first, and then I can, and the universe just ever so gently and firmly redirecting my attention to here, and,
right.
And like I've tripped myself up on what do I call what I do, and what do I call myself, and what name do I give it, and trying to put some things in place as I know that the mainstream, I know that people look for some kind of something to identify with, and I totally get that. And I was letting that be a reason and justification
to stop you.
To stop, yeah. To just keep waiting. And weight, the physical weight of that has become incredibly intense and heavy.
It's weighted you down. Right. It's weighted you down. The weighting can actually weigh you down into like quicksand, right? Like I often refer to when we're doing this, we're stuck in quicksand. Thank you so much for sharing that. And because I'm sure that there are so many people out there going, well, how do I explain what I do? How do I explain it the way I do it, right? So, for instance, Keisha and I both do Access Consciousness, and we both do the bars. Just because we've both taken the same specific training with the same manual, by the same people, we'll both do it differently. We will both do it with our energy, with our awarenesses. We will, and neither of us is better than the other. We're just us doing it, right? So what I have found, Keisha, is when you can just start with one thing. When somebody says, Keisha, what do you do? And you just start. Whoa, what just came up?
Well, I've been playing with not really talking about what I do, not really trying to describe it. And this is just like in this last several days that I've started to really reframe this for me. And I kind of flipped the approach. And so I'm playing with when people ask me the question, what do I do? First, let me give you a little side note. Is my business has shifted its sort of, the energy of my business has shifted. The sort of primary business name has become Living Beyond Linear. And, you know this, I came out of the intuitive medium, clairvoyant, multi-clair person closet a few months ago. And there's this funny thing to try to explain it and present what it is I do in a way that's going to be palatable and not scary and,
okay, stop. Yeah, that's the problem.
Right?
Right
exactly.
There, stop. Sorry, I am a dominatrix. You do know I'm a dominatrix.
Exactly.
Okay, and for anybody listening, not the dominatrix like people think.
Right. But
when you are trying, well, later, Keisha, I'll talk about it later.
Right.
If you are desiring to bring something out to the world and you continually are looking at how you fit it for other people, you'll never get it right. You can't get it right. Because here's the thing. What we do is we are constantly looking outside of ourselves, and we are looking at, okay, what can they receive? What can they hear? What will they like? What do people want to buy? Okay, I rarely swear on my show, but fuck that, okay?
Exactly.
Okay, now the reason I say that is because you are not going to be able to please enough people, Keisha, to create a business that is generative for you, your body, your bank account, everything, when you are trying to please other people. Because what ends up happening is, one day you're going to have to wear your red clothes. The next day, oh, my God, the red clothes don't work anymore. I have to wear the blue clothes. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Oh, my God. I have to throw the blue clothes out because nobody's doing blue anymore.
Right.
Now yellow's in. Oh, my God, I hate yellow. Yellow looks like shit on me. What am I going to do? It's like when you are doing this, Keisha, you're never going to be successful. And you can ask the billions of people in the world that have had a business, right, that has failed. Mm-hmm. Because they're trying to please others. And I'm not saying don't look at what's popping out there and see if it works for you and add it to your business. By all means, freaking add it. But what I'm saying is you've got to deliver it the Keisha way. I've got to deliver it the Christine way. And if you could just begin saying what it is that you say, and I would love to play with anybody that they're stuck on this, 10-minute phone call, I will help you with this to get you into that trigger, to be able to pull the trigger on that and start. But if you could just, Keisha, start with saying, I do this, right? And that doesn't mean it's the totality of what you do, but start to say something, right? When, I do a lot of different things, as you know, and sometimes I will just go, okay, I wonder which one of my businesses they could receive, right?
Yeah.
And what will work for me, what will create greater for me if I tell them about this business or that business, right? So I run body processes and I do business. I teach classes and I have a radio show. I'm a newly published author.
Yes,
and
you
I
are.
and I do social media. Well, who's my audience? Who am I talking to?
Right. Yeah.
Right? So it's not that I'm not saying it to them different to fit with them. I'm saying, okay, what would really work for them to hear? Right? But I still deliver it with my flavor. So you really, when you stop, when you're not willing to step into that, your business starts to seriously dwindle and die. And when you can get over yourself and you can go, you know what, they're going to judge me, I'm going to do it anyways. You know what, some people may not like it, I'm going to do it anyways. You know what, when you can start to do that, and you know what, sometimes it's scary at first, but when you rip that Band-Aid and you start saying it, it's amazing how very, very quickly it can begin to change.
Yes.
So, Keisha, would you be willing to play with that more?
Totally. Yes.
Cool. Do it the Keisha way.
Having it helps too to have a sense of what it is I do, and that was something I wasn't really clear. It's kind of like I wasn't letting myself have the clarity for a long time.
Right.
So there's a willingness to really claim and own what I do now as well. That it actually helps have that.
Okay, I love that. I have a cool exercise we're going to do after this next break.
Awesome. Okay.
If anybody's stuck on how to claim what it is that they do. So, Keisha, I would love you to stick around if you're comfortable. If not, no problem. But everybody, Keisha can leave, but you guys can't. So you are listening to Inspired Choices. Christine McIver. I'm your host tonight, and we are talking about waiting. Is waiting killing you and your business? Stick around, everyone. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on the past or what others think. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire in this moment? By tuning into Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver, you'll receive tools and inspiration you can use to do just that. You are an infinite being with infinite choices. Are you ready to create the life and living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show.
What would you say if I told you that you could change your life in only 1 hour and all while lying down relaxing? Thousands of people all over the world have. What am I talking about? It's called Access Consciousness, the bars. The bars is an energetic body process that contains 32 different points on your head that when run assist you in releasing decisions about any area of your life that you have made solid and as a result cannot change. The bars is the first class in Access Consciousness, a dynamic set of tools and information designed to transform any area of your life. When you have a bars session, the worst that can happen is you feel like you had a fantastic massage. The best thing that can happen is your whole life could change. Go to accessconsciousness.com today to find a facilitator to schedule a private session or to find a bars class in your area. Are you willing to give yourself an hour to change your life?
This is Inspired Choices Radio Show with Possibilities Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program today, please call toll-free in the U.S. 815-880-8255, TALK, or Canada 613-800-8736. Or you can Skype us. Our Skype name is a2zen.fm. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'm so excited about this show. Oh, my God, so many things are popping in my head. Now, Keisha, I talked about doing this exercise, and one of the things that I want to say to everyone is, are you in this self-doubt because you bought the lie that you have to be perfect? That you can't possibly show up, be visible in the world if you are not perfect and if you don't have it all figured out.
I bought that for a while.
Yes, I think many people have, right? What a lot of people are doing is what?
It's a great way to drive yourself insane. Yeah. Works really well for
perfect.
that. Not so much for business, but it works really well to drive yourself insane.
If you'd like to go insane, you do this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So many people are looking at, well, I don't have everything written out. And when I see people do it online, this is what you have to have in place. And you got to do this. And you have to have this. And you got to do this. And I'm like, stop. When somebody tells me they're excited about something, I'm attracted to them. Right? When somebody's turned on and tapped in and tuned into the world and they've got something they want to share and they absolutely know that it's amazing, you want to be with them. So would you please give up this lie of perfection, because perfection is actually one of the most evil things that we buy into in the world. It's the biggest crock of shit we were ever sold. You will never be perfect. You won't be perfect. Do you know why? Do you know why, Keisha? Because you'll never be done. You'll never be done. You'll never be done. You'll never be completely ready. You won't, because you will always have more ideas and more ideas and more ideas. So perfection means it's complete, right? It's done. Everything's perfect. It's all lined up. Don't touch it. But, Mom, can't we go sit on that couch? No, don't touch it. Why is there plastic on our couch? Leave it alone. It's perfect. Don't touch it. It's the right length. It's the right height. It's the right color. Don't touch it. Why did you buy it? Leave it alone. Right? It is insane how we do this. Okay, so let's go back to that moment when you were excited about that idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I would love for you to do is to start just tap into that energy again, and then to take out a piece of paper. It's a really simple exercise. And start writing down all the things that you love to do. All the things you love to do. I love talking to people. Who knew, right? I love talking to people. I love being with people one-on-one. I love seeing when people's eyes light up. Coaching for me was the biggest turn on. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh my God, I love that. I love baking. What's that all about? I'm not sure. But I love baking. Write it all down, whether it makes sense or not. And when you start to put down all of these things, crazy things, doesn't make sense regarding business things, and you start to put all of this down, you will begin to see your business ideas coming through. It is it's like baking a cake. You're putting all the ingredients down. You are the main ingredient in your dish. You are the main ingredient in your business. And when you start putting down what turns you on, what lights you up, what gives you joy, your business can then start to flourish. And I'm not saying don't do some things that are making you money. Don't cut them all off. But what you want to do is start adding in the fun things. That's assuming you have things that you're doing you don't enjoy, right? But you want to start adding in more of those things that you really, really love. So how does that land, Keisha?
Totally, yes. I'm typing as you're talking some.
I know. I know you are.
Capturing your tutoring.
Awesome. Okay, cool. I love what Carol said in the chat room. She said, I have myself convinced that I can't do quote-unquote sales, so I created the business, actualized it, and have done very little to invite people to it. And then I wonder why no one chooses it. Not bright. Okay, that's awesome. What if sales were not what we actually thought they are? What if sales has got such a bad rap? We are all in sales. Carol, I know you sold me an amazing recipe that I use in the wintertime. It's baked oatmeal. Now, you may not believe that you were selling it to me, but you were. And all sales is, this is all sales is. I'm going to give you the simplicity of what sales is. I like this. Would you like it too? That's the simplicity of what sales is. Hey, I do this. Do you think you might like it? And you don't have to, most sales has the push energy to it, right? Most sales is the, I've got to have them choose it, and everybody's out there pushing and pushing and pushing. What if you were like a little child and say, hey, you want to try this? You want to try this with your actual what you create in the world? Hey, I'm really having fun with this. I'd love to share it with you if you're interested. And what if you just went, hey, there's 1,000 people that I can talk to, and you had no point of view. You didn't care whether they chose it or they didn't choose it. And one of the sales techniques that I've used for many, many years is for every 10 no's, you're going to get a yes. Now, truth be told, I've never sat there and written down how many no's I've gotten and then said, okay, the next one should be a yes. However, it's gotten me over humps of being, beating myself up that 3 people have said no to me, 5 people have said no to me. I actually would get to 9 sometimes and get excited and go, oh my God, I got 9 no's, yay. What if the more you're showing up with your business and the more you're allowing yourself to have fun and you're not killing yourself, the more your business can actually flourish? Would you be willing to receive that? Would you be willing to have more and stop being in the figure-out mode? Since I have stepped out of the figure-out mode, okay, I still do it sometimes, truth be told, but when I'm not sitting here trying constantly to figure out what to do, what will people buy, and I follow what's fun for me, and lots of people go, you're crazy. I have so many people that think I'm nuts for what I stepped into, and I'm telling you, they're all taking a second look now. Because as I've continued to have fun and play, the ideas and the creations just keep flowing. I can barely keep up with the creations. And I've got such a big creation that I cannot wait to share with everybody coming up so soon. And Keisha knows about it. Keisha's one of my secret people that know. But people are really, really looking, and they're like, wow, I guess you really can have fun. Christine's having fun, and look at all that she's creating. Yes, Carol, it's true. Carol says you are kind of nuts. I am kind of nuts, and I'm okay with that. Would you be okay with being nuts and having fun and creating more in your life? What if everybody you knew said no? What if every single person you knew said no? You know what? That's when sometimes a lot of people say that's when your business starts, when you get past your family, your friends, and everybody you know. So we have another question in the chat room. Wendy, who is joining us from Hong Kong. Thank you so much. I think that's where you are right now. Thank you so much for being here. You're the best. Wendy says that she keeps waiting when it comes to posting in social media. What is that all about? Okay, Wendy, how many people do you think are trying to get their post right so people will finally choose them? How many people are constantly looking at, oh my God, what should I post? What will people choose me? How many likes will I get? Right? Wendy, you wouldn't be picking up on everybody else, would you? What if you just were choosing what was fun for you and let go of everybody else's point of view? And I'm going to challenge you to do this for a month. Keep doing what's creating your income, and 1 month will really start to unlock things for you, okay? She says a godzillion. Yeah, exactly. 1 month will really start to unlock it. So just post it, Wendy, when you feel it. Just do it. Just do it. Stop thinking about it. Stop trying to get it right. Stop worrying about whether the spelling's perfect. Just do it. Let go of the judgment. And it's like letting go of the closed walls. And when you do that, more people are going to be able to, A, find you, B, your body is going to have so much more relief, and C, more ideas will come to you. I'm telling you, when you drop this, you will get so much more. I think people are not interested in what I have to say or have nothing to share. Really, what gives you that thought, Wendy? Because they are immediately not responding to your posts? I can tell you verbatim that people are reading everybody's posts. There's somebody out there reading your posts. Somebody out there is watching what you're doing. If you stop having the point of view that they have to like it and share it and call you immediately, they will start to pick up on that energy and they will start to move towards you. And would you be willing to ask people? My very first coaching client, I had to ask her if she was interested in coaching with me. What if people have a point of view that you're already busy? You're too busy, right? I've actually had people say to me, oh, Christine, I actually wanted to work with you in business, but I know you're too busy. I'm like, what? Where are you getting that from? It is absolutely wild. Would you be willing to ask someone? I'm going to challenge everybody that's listening to this. In the next 3 days, would you be willing to ask someone if they would hire you, if they would work with you? Use the words that work for you, but ask them. Get over it. Be ready for a no, but you're holding yourself back. Carol said, I had to give up the expectation of getting a client from a post. Then I'd get pissed off that I didn't. Oh, my God, that is hilarious. It is so true that we're killing everything. We're killing our business. We're killing us. We're killing more ideas that are standing there, tapping their toes, waiting to come in. Have you been asking the universe, show me. Universe, show me who's looking for me. Universe, show me how they can find me. And let it go and just follow your gut, follow your knowing, follow your intuition, follow what's fun. Just do it in 17 places and see what comes up. Let go of your judgments and your points of view. Have some fun. So, guys, I've got a class coming up. Like I said, we've been doing this amazing. And when I say amazing, it's not just me. Yeah, I'm leading the group, but the participants creating it even greater. And I'm having so much fun with this class. So it's a weekly call. We get together 1 hour a week. It's, there's audio and video. There's tools. There's tips. There's one-on-one coaching within the body of the classes. There is private coaching as well. There is recordings that go out. There is a whole bounty of things. And we dive deep into everything business, right from what you have on your business card to creating a multi-level coaching practice or any kind of business that has every layer necessary to get it out there. We look at every piece of social media. We look at what your website's doing, what it's creating, what it's not, how to add people to your business, how to create great connections. We are doing everything from A to Z with business. And the next round of Beyond the BS business class is starting just in time for you to get a huge jump on the new year. So it is starting Tuesday, November the 15th. So this is a 6-month program. It's weekly calls, and it is something where you're going to be held accountable to stay on target. You're going to get personalized direction. You're going to get targeted professional coaching, and you're going to be able to tap into the group progress. It is phenomenal. I would love to have you come join me. You can connect with the class through my website, inspiredchoices.ca. Feel free to give me an email if that works easier for you, Christine@inspiredchoices.ca, or you can check it out on my Facebook page. We've just posted that up there, the Beyond the BS Business Studies. So what is really asking of your business, what your business is asking for, what your body is asking for, you already have the information. You already know. Follow the joy. Follow the fun. Start to step into that. When you are willing to receive more, and when you are willing to say, no more, I'm not stopping, I'm not waiting, I am going to have more of this, your business is able to start communicating with you because you are showing up. Maybe what is required for you is to set your alarm. If you're self-employed and you work from home, set your alarm, get up, get dressed, do your hair, do your makeup, put on a nice outfit. Doesn't have to be, for a boardroom, but put on a nice outfit and take your business seriously. When I took my office actually out of my living room and I put it into a separate room, it started to show up even stronger because I was really taking it very seriously. I was giving it the space to honor it. There are so many different things that you can be doing with your business to allow it to expand, to allow it to start to communicate with you. One of the greatest things, though, is stop waiting. Choose it. Be willing to mess up. Be willing to screw up. Be willing for your entire business to blow up. Because you know what? If you don't stop waiting, it is going to blow up. You've got to be willing to get over this point of view that you've got to get it right. What if getting it wrong will actually teach you some things and lead you to the next step? What if doing something, I used to do something, and please, no hate mail, but I used to do angel card readings. I did them quite a lot, and I did them for a while, and then it just wasn't popping for me anymore. It wasn't fun for me anymore. Can I still do it? Yes. If somebody asked me and they were at my home and they saw them, yeah, I probably would do them with them, but they don't pop for me anymore. But you know what that did? Is that actually had me to step into what it did for me, may not be for somebody else, what it actually had me do was step into more of my awareness. Because even though you're looking at the card and you're reading what it is, you're still, angel card readers, any kind of readers are tapping into their knowing as well, right? So what that did was it led me to the next stage, right? Doing a radio show led me to producing, that led me to owning a radio show, okay? I'm still doing a radio show. I'm still producing. But what my point is, guys, if you don't pull the trigger, you will never follow that path and see all the treasures along the way. I also want to give a big shout out to the most amazing where is my door to possibilities.com is a website. It's a book that just launched yesterday, and it is the very first big official book that I'm one of the authors in. And my chapter is chapter 9, and it is about being the dominatrix of your life. And I'm so thrilled to be a published author, to have this book be birthed into the world. And what else? What else is this book going to bring in me, right? What else will this birth in me? I'm not looking to this book to bring me in $1 million, and trust me, if it does, I'll be so, so grateful. But it's contributing. Everything that you choose contributes. So let me ask you, friends, would you be willing to allow your business to contribute to you? Cool. Without figuring out how that has to be. Now, would you be willing to contribute to your business? Would you be willing to ask your business each day, hey, business, what would be fun for us to create today? That is actually how I now own a radio station. Because one day, I actually said that to my business. And after having done radio for 2 years and not really figured that anything was created from it, my business said radio show. And I said, really? Been there, done that. But when I took my point of view out of it and I followed the energy and I looked to how I could make it fun, it's brought me to this day and time. So this is about 2 years later that I've stepped into this, and oh my gosh, it has changed my life. And you know what? I'm happy and humbled by how many people that me choosing to do radio has changed other people's lives and contributed to their business. So thank you so much for joining me. Oh my gosh, this call went so fast. Please connect with me. I would love to hear what's going on in your world. Take care, everyone. Tune in next week. And remember, you can always make
Thank you for choosing
choice.
to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, and 5 p.m. Pacific Time on A2Zen.fm. We hope you'll join us. Until then, have the best week of your life by making the choices that bring you all that you desire.